Welcome to Everything is Precious YouTube channel, and I'm Precious Adeni, the founder and lead coach of Everything is Precious. And guess what? This is our first long form video on this channel, and I'm glad I'm doing this. And to spice things up, what I'm here to talk about today is something that is so timely and needed. And guess what that is? Yeah, I know the title of this video, I've let the cat out of the bag. But regardless, we are here to talk about how to start small without feeling overwhelmed. So let's get right into it, shall we? First thing I want to address is this thing going on social media these days, because it's the first month of the year 2026. Everyone is shouting, set goals, have plans, get it together. And here you are, feeling behind. Why? Because you don't know what to plan, what you want, or how to even go about this goal setting thing. But the truth is, it is not something to stress about. But because of the noise, you've tried to put everything together and just write out as many things as you can. But now you're feeling overwhelmed and confused because you don't even know where to start from, how to go about this whole goal setting thing. But the truth is, what you need right now is direction and clarity. And that is what I am here to talk about. You might be feeling overwhelmed because this is your first time trying to really put yourself out and then set goals for yourself. But the truth is, feeling overwhelmed doesn't mean that you can't do it. It's just that maybe you are trying to do so much when all you just need is to start small and take it easy on yourself. So now let's redefine goal. Firstly, goal is not magic. It is not something you wish for, and it is not something you hope for. Goals are created, and what you need to know is goals without the right habits and routine don't work. Goals won't work without the right mindset, or you are putting a bad attitude or negative belief from the start. No, it doesn't work that way. Another thing you need to know is that goals doesn't determine or define your growth. The process of achieving those goals is what defines growth. And something about goal setting that people don't talk about is that the lessons, the challenges, the failures, the stretching is what shapes who you are becoming. What you need to focus on is not really about the goal you are setting, which are the things you want. Goals are the things you want. In simplest form, that's what it is. What you need to focus on is what you need to do to get there, or how you will get those things you want. Because the goal that you're setting is actually not the real work. It's the process of doing what it takes to get that which you want that gets you tested and transformed. People won't tell you this, but let me tell you this secret. A lot of people feel overwhelmed because they are trying to do everything at once. They're trying to get it all figured out all at once. Why do people feel overwhelmed with goals? Why are you feeling overwhelmed with goals? Number one reason could be because you're trying to figure out everything all at once, which is not possible. Clarity comes after doing something, not before it. So you're trying to figure out how people are going to react, or how people are going to, whether people are going to validate it or not, the kind of results it will bring. Those things are too much, and if you keep dwelling on that, you won't even actually get to work and get what you want. Secondly, people feel overwhelmed with goals because they compare their journey with others. You as a beginner, this is your first time of setting goals. You cannot expect that your goals would look like somebody that owns a company or that has been doing this for over 10 years. It's not possible. You need to calm down and take it a step at a time. The third reason why people feel overwhelmed with goals is because they want results without consistent action, which means you set a goal today and you expect that by the end of the month you have everything you've written down. It doesn't work that way. Yes, you need to give yourself time, because there's a place of learning, which is part of goal setting. To be good at whatever thing, or to even get what you want, you need to learn how you can go about getting it, right? Wanting results without consistency is one of those reasons why people feel overwhelmed with goals. But you need to know that clarity comes after doing something, not before doing that thing. How do you actually get started on setting goals? Number one, don't try to figure out everything all at once. You don't need a 5 year plan as a starter. This is your first time goals. It is nice to have a 5 year, 10 year plan, but if you're just starting out, trust me, you don't want to start with a 5 year plan. You just want to know what the next step looks like for you, what you want in this particular season and period of your life, and then set the goals around that. For you, it might be in the face of your academics. For another person, it can be in fitness, it can be in health, or even your finances, which I believe everyone should be setting goals on their finances right now. Second thing you need to do as you're getting started with your planning is to ask yourself, what do you want? Ask yourself, what do I want? It is what you want that goal is all about. What you want to achieve, what you want to acquire. So are those things you want at the end of this year? Is it that you want to start having at least 50,000 naira in your account? Is it that you want to have real people to call friends? It can be different thing for different person. Is it that you want to start monetizing your skills? Is it that you want visibility, or you want to build a community? Whatever that is for you, you then write it down in a paper. And when you are writing your goals, don't write what people expect from you. Don't try to do copy and paste of a goal that looks good online and say you want to do something like this. If it doesn't align with who you are or the level you are at this moment, don't do that. Write what you genuinely want right now. Don't write what other people are writing online. Don't do copy and paste. You can get inspiration from others, but know what you want right now or this year. Something you know that this has been on your mind and you want to work on it and get it. Those are the things you need to write down. Write them down, because writing brings clarity to things. So when you write them down, it becomes visible, and now you can then see, okay, these are the things I want to achieve, I want to acquire this year. It is no longer your head. By the time you write it down, you stop even feeling overwhelmed. Your head starts getting free. There's space for you to actually think on how to create structure and systems around that. And when you are writing your goals, when you are writing them down, please and please be realistic. You that you have not even make 10,000 on your own before, not money you're collecting from your brother, your sister, or your mom. You have not made yourself 10,000 naira by selling a product or offering a service. Don't put that you want to make 500 million as your goal for this year. It is not bad, but it is not realistic. You want to start small. You want to start from knowing that, okay, this year I want to start making at least 20,000 naira in my account. For you that you are starting out, especially as students, then when you write that down for your financial goal, which is to make at least 20,000 naira every month. So you want to now look at, okay, what am I going to do? What business or what service can I offer that will actually get me a consistent pay like this every single month? Just having one goal is enough thing to start with. We start a step at a time. Don't try to rush everything. Right? Just take it a step at a time. Start with one skill that you have. Is it writing? Yes, write it down. You want to monetize your writing skills. What are those things that interest you to write about? Who are those you think needs this your writing skills or the knowledge you're trying to offer? Do they pay? And if they are paying, where are you going to get this audience? Right? Whether online, which I believe, yes. What platform are this your audience are? And who are those who are ready to pay? That is you planning. And when you're setting your goals, another thing you need to ask yourself is, what do I need to do to get these things? What do you need to do to get these things? And that's why I mentioned earlier that if you want to start making consistent 20,000 naira every month as a student, you need to look at one thing, one skill, one product that you can offer people, one problem you can solve that will actually make you that money every month consistently. In fact, every week consistently. Ask yourself, what skill, what time, what consistency, what support do I need to get this? For some of you, is in your fitness. You need to be going to gym every time. How do you want to cut out time? For some of you, it is reading. You want to get good in your school academic CGPA. What support do you need? What kind of people do you need to work with at that point that will get you to where you want at the end of the year, at the end of the semester? You need to ask yourself, what do I need to do to get this? And when you are done with goal, it doesn't stop at goal. So a lot of people talk about goal setting online, but many of these goals don't have structure and system. And you don't want to base your own goal or your plan on that. A goal without structure and system is useless. Yes, you heard me right. For you to be able to achieve any of those things you've written down as your goal for the year, you need to have structures and systems in place. Structure is simply how you show up consistently. And what does structure looks like? Structure is first how you show up consistently. Since you're working on gaining visibility, by the end of the year, you want to have at least 5,000 followers on your IG page. Then the structures you want to put in place is like posting 4 times in a week. For another person, it can be reading 30 minutes every single day. I make Friday my content creation day. So that is you putting structure in place. Now, after structure, what do you need to do? You need to have system. Now, let's go to system. Systems are those things that keeps you in check. Systems are those things that keeps you accountable. Those are the things that test your discipline and focus. System is structure plus consistency and timing. It helps you build discipline automatically. So now we have a goal for somebody. Let's say your name is Divine and you plan to read 12 books in a year. That is your goal. Your structure is to read 30 minutes every day. Now, the system is going to be something like you are going to read every 30 minutes before breakfast or before dinner, whatever that looks like for you. And that way, you find out that you are building consistency, discipline, and focus. When your structure becomes automatic, your growth becomes easier. And you realize that this goal thing is not as big as it seems. You just need to have the goals, which are the things you want. You need to have structures, things that helps you keep consistency, and you have the system, which is what keeps you in check. Remember to start small, start messy, start scared if you must, but you know what? Just start. Start with one thing, start with 2 things, start with 3, whatever that is. Just make sure you start. You don't grow by waiting to be ready. You grow by showing up consistently. And if you are the one who have prayed for opportunities, blessings, and possibilities, you want to make sure you are prepared for those open doors. And how do you prepare for those open doors if you're not taking that move now? Whatever God has placed in your heart, no matter how small or how big that thing is, just write them down. Go and find out what you need to do to actually get that thing, and then start putting in the work, no matter how little it is. I remember when I started making plans 3 years ago, I started with my writing skills. It was a friend of mine that told me that, Precious, you know how to write, because I love writing letters to my friend. I love writing love letters. So I do that a lot. And then she was like, why don't you try to go and learn about writing and then monetize it? And then I started learning how to write. And in that same year, I got gigs from food brand. I wrote copies and creative content for people in the crypto market, interior designers, for brands, for NGOs, and I started making money from it. In fact, there's this thing they ask you that, give us sample of your work. So instead of me showing them, they asked me to write 4 different types of copy for a product. And then I wrote the first one. on, showed them, they loved it, and then they paid me 12,000 naira for just 4 lines of words. And I did that 4 different times for their product, and I was paid 12,000 4 times within a week. And that was how I started. So what is that for you? It might be video editing, it might be graphic designing, it might just be content creation like this. But whatever that is for you, make sure that you key into it now and start setting out plans for it. I started with writing on Facebook. I wrote every single day, just the way the thing is coming to my head. Every morning by 4 a.m., I'm already awake, writing and scheduling my post on Facebook. And before you knew it, I grew. And that is how you can also start, and that's how growth begins. So whatever that is for you, make sure you start today and don't wait. And that brings me to the end of this video. I remain your irresistible coach, Precious Adeni, and I will see you in the next one. Clack it.